Hello everyone, this is Vincent, and today we're going to be talking about purpose, finding one's purpose, finding meaning in life. This is a topic upon which a lot has been said and a lot will still be said. However, I wanted to give in my 2 cents to this topic today. Now, before we get into the video, I would like everyone to ask themselves, have you ever been in that situation, found yourself in that position where you feel like you're in a cage? You feel like you're being pressed upon. You feel like you're being suffocated, be it at work, be it when you're at home, whether you're walking on the street. Independent of where you are, independent of how free, of course, you are not in jail, how free you are, you just feel like there's something welling up inside you. There's this uneasiness within you. There's something welling up inside you that wants to go out. Like a caged animal that is seeking to break free. There's that power within you that seeks expression, which makes you feel uneasy. If you've ever felt this way, if you are feeling this way right now, or if you know someone that is feeling this way, then this video is really for you. Now, a lot of times we feel this way and we tend to ask ourselves, who am I? What is my purpose? I don't feel fulfilled where I am. I don't think I'm doing what I should be doing. I don't feel I am where I should be in life. And so that uneasiness comes in. However, a lot of times, we tend to distract ourselves with other things. We know deep within us that there's something that seeks expression. There's a power that wants to live, that wants to come out, that wants to express itself. Something that is going to make us feel alive because we feel unmotivated. Every day at work is a hard day, it's a difficult day, it's stressful. And we sometimes feel like if I can just get this one thing, if I can just understand my purpose, or if I can just get something to do which is going to give me some meaning in my life, then I'm going to be fulfilled. Then I'm going to be happy for the rest of my life. Now, there's 2 words which I believe we are all acquainted with. Everyone watching this video is most likely acquainted with. Job and work. These 2 words are mostly synonymous. However, can I suggest to you something different? Can I suggest to you that these words are really, really different than they seem? Your job, or my job, is what I do to survive, what I do for a living. However, are we meant to live or are we meant to survive? If we understand that we are not just meant to live, that we are not just meant to survive, but that we are meant to live, then we now get into the concept of work. And my work is that which I do that grants me fulfillment, that makes me feel alive. So the job is what I do, or what you do, or what we do to survive. And our work is what we do that makes us feel alive. I know that word work, once we think of work, we think of something stressful or think of something difficult. Yeah, but that's why I said I'm suggesting to you something different. But now the question is this, okay. The question now becomes, what is my work? Because if I want to feel alive, if I want to get away from that feeling of uneasiness, that feeling of lack of fulfillment with where I am or with what I'm doing, how do I go about it? What do I do? Now, one of the first things to do would be to take a step back. Introspection. However, introspection or reflection is something that takes a lot of courage, because a lot of people are going to say, well, I do not have enough time. I have to work from Monday to Friday. I'm so tired during the weekends, I have to rest. Or some people even work 6 days. Some even work 7 days. So when we think of taking a step back and thinking, just reflecting, meeting each other, meeting ourselves, it's so difficult. We are all scared of that silence. I, who is talking to you, I'm really scared. I really am scared of being silent, just sitting by myself for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, just by myself, to meet myself. It's hard. It's really hard. And it's difficult. And it's scary. However, if we want to understand that which gives us fulfillment, to get closer to that which we are going to call our purpose, then it's good to do that. Now, for those who say they don't have the time, can I suggest to you that whenever you're going to do groceries, taking that 15-minute walk to the grocery shop, or those who are driving half an hour, 20 minutes to or from work, these are moments where we can just disconnect from our mobile devices. We don't need to think too much. And we're going to see that we can actually begin to pick a few things. Now, how do we get closer to our work? Our work can be identified by the gifts we have. So the next question is, what is my gift? And that may not be so difficult to answer. If we think about it just for about 5 minutes, serious thinking for 5 minutes, what are the things I'm good at? I don't want to use the word passion. Let's use the word gifts. What are my gifts? Then you would notice that your gifts could be something as simple as being able to encourage people, being able to convince people, sharing knowledge, teaching. These things that when you do, you really feel fulfilled. And it seems like you have a knack for these things, like you're just naturally good at these things. And sometimes another way we can identify these gifts is actually by asking others, asking the people who know us very well. If we look back into our conversations with people, we may have noticed that sometimes people do tell us that you're so good at this thing. A friend of yours, for example, could have told you that you just seem to be able to have all the answers. That alone could mean that you're good at giving people advice. That is a gift. And you do not feel burdened when doing this. So a gift is whatever you can do without feeling burdened, and which gives you fulfillment. Someone could have told you, you just seem to know how to sing really well. This could be your gift. And generally, people don't have just one gift. And now I know that the next question that comes up is, okay, so how do I live out my gift? How do I express my gift? Because the way the world works now, we need to survive. Does it mean that I should quit my job if I'm a good singer and then try to become an artist? Does it mean that if I know how to counsel people, I should quit my job of working in the restaurant, for instance, and try to become a counselor? Not necessarily. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't really mean that. It really doesn't mean that. However, it is good when we can identify these things, because then one thing we can try to do is to see how to incorporate these gifts into our jobs, current jobs. That's the first thing. If it's possible to incorporate this into the current job you're doing, it's really going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful. And then it makes the job less stressful. It takes away that feeling of uneasiness, that feeling of a lack of fulfillment, a lack of motivation. Then we become motivated. We feel like we want to see the next day. We want to go further. However, if that voice is within you, seeking expression, and you decide to silence that voice by going clubbing, just doing a lot of activities to fill out your time, fill out your schedule, you're going to notice that at the end of the day, when you're alone in your room, even if it's just 5 minutes before you want to sleep, probably unless you feel drunk, this question is going to come knocking at the door again. That feeling of uneasiness always comes back, knocking at the door, because it is power within you and I that is seeking expression. And now when we talk about purpose, it looks like something so great, so majestic in the grand scheme of things, and it's scary. It's like, oh, so if I don't get my purpose, I'm going to be unhappy for the rest of my life. Then I just need to make sure I find that one thing that when I do, my life is just going to be okay. And then that thing is going to also help me financially, support me financially. But I think that thinking about it that way, it's really making things scary. When we look at things like, okay, what are my gifts? How can I explore these gifts? How can I accommodate these gifts into my life? Then whatever you're doing, whatever job you're doing, you can accommodate these gifts which are part of your work. That's why sometimes you might go to the restaurant, you can meet a waiter who serves you not only with a smile, for example, but just writes a beautiful note by the plate or something, and adds by the side of the plate, or a note from the chef or something like that. And we see that this thing really makes the customer feel happy, gives a beautiful feedback back to the chef, and the chef, upon receiving this feedback, or the waiter upon receiving this feedback, feels happier doing that job. So this person might be a very good writer, and expressing this gift of writing by putting a beautiful note. Maybe someone has their birthday or something, I don't know. Someone who comes to the restaurant, the client has their birthday or something. Just adding that beautiful note brings happiness to that person, and then by seeing that person happy, you feel fulfilled. This is how a gift can be incorporated to make us feel much more fulfilled. This is one way. There are some gifts which in and of themselves can be made into a profession, and then once we transition from your job into your work, which is a profession, then you'd actually be earning from what you love doing. But the barrier for all of us is fear. When do I begin? When do I start? How should I make that transition? If I leave what I'm doing, I'm going to go broke. I'm not going to eat. Or if I want to focus on my gifts, give more attention to them, I'm not going to have enough time for work. So these are questions that weigh us down, you and I, that really bring us down. And I really understand that, because I think I'm also in that kind of transitional phase where I'm looking on how to explore my gifts, incorporate them into my work, into my job, or maybe see how to make a profession out of that. Maybe this topic requires another video. But one thing, what I wanted us to talk about today is finding purpose or finding meaning. And in order to do that, one has to discover their gifts. You discover a gift. And once you discover a gift, then exploring this gift, seeing how we can accommodate these gifts into our lives, into our jobs, seeing how we can accommodate our work into our job, is really, really going to bring you all the fulfillment that you need. I hope that this helps someone out there. And if there's anything that can be added to this, there's so much that can be said to this. This is a non-exhaustive topic. There's so much that can be said about it. However, we have to understand that in order to live that fulfilled life, a moment, my alarm. We have to understand that in order to really live a fulfilling life, in order to take care of that easiness within our souls, within us, in order to be able to give expression, in order to be able to live fulfilled and satisfied, we need to explore our gifts, we need to explore our work. And by exploring our work, applying it, if it can be applied into our jobs, or making a profession out of it, or just doing it when we have free time, we are going to be stepping into that thing we call our purpose. We are going to live and obtain meaning in our lives, and we are truly going to live fulfilled lives. So thank you very much. Leave your thoughts about this video in the comment section, and if there's any questions, you can ask any additions and any other requests with respect to this video or this topic. Please leave it in the comment section. Have a great day wherever you are. Ciao. Bye bye.